I'm not sure how to put this. I usually go for 7s, but I guess I'll settle for a 10.
Super smooth stuff, but not entirely original. That was from an ad I saw on TikTok for an AI app that generates pickup lines. The first thing that came to mind was, could people catfish their personality with AI? That might be on the extreme end, but there's an emerging trend of people using AI on dating apps. I tried one of these risk coaches to see what it would suggest. Honestly, not the worst. But is it fair to enhance your personality using AI when you're dating online? I started by speaking with 2 researchers who study dating apps. They say these risk coaches aren't a bad idea given how exhausting online dating can be.
I mean, I speak to myself as someone who has his own anxieties with respects to, dating and sex and maybe what's the right thing to say.
Imagine going through the online dating experience and having an AI coach there to kind of provide you with guidance, suggestions to help you through the process.
Dating apps like Bumble already have prompts to help people chat better. But in the last year, a bunch of AI chat assistants debuted in app stores, going one step further in helping you flirt. Would you try it?
I think that could be something useful. But if it's like whispering into one side versus the other, I think then that could be very dangerous and manipulative in a way that you don't ever want to start a relationship off of.
One of the more popular apps, Riz, told us that it had 1 million active users in the past month and 3.5 million users since it launched last spring. A similar app called Your Move AI told me they get about 200,000 people on their website every month. So how much should you be leaning on AI for potential dates?
A lot of research shows people rely on friends for help with opening lines. And so is AI really different from friends when it comes to opening lines? If you are communicating solely via AI or you're really being assisted by AI, I definitely think that could be a form of catfishing because then when you hit in person, the conversation is not going to be the same. And that is ultimately a violation of those expectations.
I mean, are we catfishing our personality using the About Me section right now or on our Instagram or on anything? Like, there is always going to be a gap between who we are in person and who it is that we present online.
Both researchers say there's a lot of pressure to get that first message right on the apps, especially for men.
AI offers a way to take some of that pressure away. I think it's also worth considering that a lot of this technology is created and generated by men.
Developers I interviewed said their apps are only meant to be an aid.
Let's say the conversation is fizzling out and you don't know how to get it back. That's when risk comes in. It's up to the user to disclose that if they want.
How transparent do you think people should be about their use of it on other people?
I mean, as transparent as people that have like a prosthetic leg should be transparent about the fact that they're using a prosthetic leg to walk. I don't feel like anybody should be obligated to disclose that they're an introvert or that like they're drinking a beer to overcome the fact that they're introverted and want to be more sociable in a sociable setting.
So do these apps work? Well, it depends on how you measure that. Success could be getting the courage to message someone first, or it could be landing the first date.
Quite a few people that have told me that they've found relationships through that. If I extrapolate that forward, the relationships multiplied by marriages, multiplied by whatever. Like, I'm going to be responsible for at least a couple of kids at this point.
AI could also change online dating in a whole other way, how people find matches.
Some startups in particular are looking at ways that you could actually train an AI chatbot on your personality and then send the chatbot out to interact with other chatbots on your behalf and then come back with some recommendations.
Now, that researcher says the AI she's talking about would need more data about you, but that comes with more risks.
Beyond sort of privacy concerns, there are concerns about bias, discrimination, and integrity. Platforms historically had leveraged racial data to effectively understand that, like white people seem to date white people. And so if people aren't expressing a preference, maybe our algorithm should sort of push people in that direction because it generally leads to more matches. But I think here, AI presents a potential problem, right, in the ways that we might use certain data for matchmaking and how that limits opportunities.
Right now, AI knows who to serve you up, but it can't actually predict whether you'll be compatible with that person. At the same time, companies have taken AI one step further, developing chatbots for people to date. This app launched last year, and it's exclusively for AI dating. It works just like a dating app, but the people aren't people. They're AI characters and personalities. And the company says each one has their own backstory. We asked Blush how many active users they have, but they told us that they don't disclose active user numbers or growth trajectory. On its website, the company says people can use their app to practice dating and then apply those lessons in the real world.
I think if we're talking about using it to help people connect to other people, that's the path that I would be more inclined to pursue. I don't think the solution to someone who's maybe lonely or looking for connection, is to say, okay, replace some of those human needs with technology instead.
It's important to underscore that loneliness is an absolute epidemic. We might think talking to a chatbot is kind of silly because we have our mom to call, or we have friends we're going to go see at a drag show later. But when you don't have someone to talk to, these can be meaningful opportunities.
Dating apps showed up on our phones more than 10 years ago. Now, AI might just be what pushes dating into a whole new territory.